how will your business ever grow if you're not willing to tell me what you're all about? Jab, 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 right hook. I started as an accountant. I've been serving small business owners now for 2 decades, and I started my own practice in 2006. It's 15 years this year. So I'm very grateful. It's two very big milestones, 15 years and 2 decades. In that time, I've also been an entrepreneur pretty much the whole time. But in 2011, I had a very big business failure. It changed my way of seeing a business quite a lot. In mid-2017, I had pretty much a burnout from doing quite a number of things, and I had to reevaluate my life again. During that time, pretty much since 2011, I've been a student of the work of Robin Sharma. You will see him there somewhere at the back there. So I've done a lot of his courses, been for one of his events in 2019 as well, and I've learned quite a number of things from him and a few other mentors of mine during that time. So I think the biggest point at this stage I can suggest to anyone is get yourself a mentor. I think there's a lot of people out there that try to do everything themselves. Not necessarily just a business coach, but a mentor that can just guide you through. And there's a lot of successful people are very willing to be very generous in giving support and guidance for other entrepreneurs, especially startup entrepreneurs. Any entrepreneur out there, get yourself a mentor. I think that's very important. And further to that, one of my mentors, Evan Carmichael, he also always mentions your purpose comes from your pain. You use that pain that you went through. Try to see if you can fit into the market and do something with that. How did you overcome your pain? And how can you help other people doing that as well and actually earn a living from that? And something else that he also always mention is money mustn't never be your number one. If money is your number one, the first roadblock you will stop during the process of pursuing your entrepreneurship dream. It must be in your top 5, but never in your top 1. I believe if you run your business according to your purpose and your one word, life becomes fairly easy in your personal life and your business. So my one word, and it's something that we maybe can get some more detail on, my one word is generosity. And generosity in all various aspects. Generosity in kindness, generosity in being my authentic self, in authenticity, adding value to my clients. And then I think also I love the word ikigai, but being generous in living my ikigai, waking up for something bigger than myself. If you look at somebody like, for South Africa, Nelson Mandela, I mean, that's a person that his whole life he dedicated to his cause. And I mean, I'm just busy reading his autobiography currently. And I mean, the last word in his trial just before he actually thought they will hang him was, "This is a cause I'm willing to die for." It's so amazing. And I mean, we all can live like that. I mean, I know that's an extreme example. If we all wake up in the morning for something that's bigger than ourselves, for me, it's serving entrepreneurs, empowering other entrepreneurs around me. I'm very fortunate that I can do it through my practice. I've got a very good base of doing that. Go and get stuff, and these days with SaaS, things are tough. I mean, they audit and they just change systems, and it's crazy. Every day I remind myself why I'm waking up, why I'm doing this. It's not just being an accountant; it's really to serve other entrepreneurs. So that's basically on your ikigai. Just wake up in the morning and just realize that there's something bigger than you. There's something bigger than money out there. And once you start following that purpose, the abundance just kind of flow towards you. The other 2 things I mentioned was generosity. I really believe in just overall generosity. Generosity creates abundance. I mean, I'm a big believer of abundance. I think we're born with abundance. And over time, our subconscious beliefs by people talking around us, our society, newspapers, all kinds of angles that comes to you, subconsciously put filters in front of your eyes, and your perception of the world and how business should work and how life and abundance should work kind of stop the flow of that. There's a big saying, and there's no magic to any business. There's no magic idea of how you can do it, but I think the closest thing is the secret sauce to business is generosity. And lastly is authenticity. I mean, God doesn't create extras. If you realize the power that's within you, every person, I mean, and just start showing the world just that. Some people won't like you, other people will fall in love with your work, but that's fine. Both are fine. And it's amazing if you start being authentic. And if you look in the business side, Seth Godin calls it the purple cow. Be the difference. So Satori in Kalk Bay. It's an amazing restaurant. Whenever you go there, the host is so warm. I mean, they almost going to fetch you at the door, and that's this whole atmosphere, and all the waiters is just assisting you from all angles. So it's just amazing how it kind of works out for you.
And do you have any advice for businesses in coming up with their one word?
I would suggest to start with, there's a very good book, Evan Carmichael, Build to Serve. I think that's any person that really need to look for their one word and how to actually make money from that. Build to Serve is an amazing book to get. Forget about what your mind might want to perceive and tell you, and listen to your heart. And I mean, your soul and your heart knows a lot better than your mind about where you need to go to. We need to, in these days, especially through COVID, people trying to sort out everything with their head. And if we can start living with our personal life as well and our business with more heart and soul, and just follow that, whatever makes your heart smile. There's Robin Sharma's got the formula of joy as a GPS. So it's really to guide you. Take your joy, whatever makes your heart smile. Use that as your GPS. Use that as your arrow to show where you need to go to. And he takes the 3 P's: people, pursuits, and places. What really makes my heart smile? And once you figure that out, that's basically your passion. But then you can start linking it to a purpose. How can I start doing something with my passion, something that makes my heart smile, for something bigger than myself, some cause bigger than myself? And I think it's trial and error. I only recently, in the last probably year and a half, really found that. But yeah, that's a amazing tool to really stop thinking with your head and just get that warm feeling in your heart, and you know exactly what is right. We all know exactly in our heart, and especially our soul. We need exactly where we need to go. We just sometimes very afraid, and the thing that you're most afraid of is the thing that you need to do. It's always a process of becoming your best version. Always strive to be that. I've got a martial arts background in kickboxing and jiu-jitsu. A black belt in kickboxing, and a white belt in jiu-jitsu. So I've got kind of both the perceptions of both. A white belt, it's great to have that white belt mentality, especially as an entrepreneur as well, and always have that hunger to grow and keep your feet on the ground and be humble and just keep growing and acknowledge that I don't know everything and I always need to learn. But even if you get to a black belt in martial arts, I mean, you always need to keep learning. The real responsibility in leadership really starts with a black belt, and you need to start learning excessively and daily, and start growing and keep on growing to give back to your peers and your staff and anybody else that you kind of lead.
The resilience of a business comes down to the resilience of the owner.
You will never see better results on the outside, whether it's your personal life or your business, than the growth that you've done in the inside. Obviously, since 2010, I didn't went through 2010 and 11 very graciously through that experience. When COVID struck, got all these flashbacks from 2010-11. It was like I was lying awake at night, and then I realized I've grown so much during the last 10 years, and I will still keep on growing. But this is my time to actually start giving back to some of my clients and entrepreneurs that go through the similar time right now. I've been dealing with a lot of entrepreneurs that went through very dark places during this time, and it's understandable. But it's also, like I mentioned to them all the time, it's your time to grow. There's only 2 people that come from COVID. We all know that normal is gone. There's a new normal, but the old normal is gone. But there's only 2 people. There's either the middle class is gone. Middle class, whether it's in personal life or in your business, it's either people that strive to be doing excellent work and strive for excellence, or the people that kind of hold back to the old kind of way of doing and thinking, and they will be left behind. I mean, I can see in my practice how much change and in the economy is there currently regarding our monthly clients. Our biggest base are monthly clients. The clients currently change. New monthly accounting clients come up. In the same sense, we lose a lot of monthly accounting clients because the industries are just obsolete and they need to stop trading. I mean, I spoke to one of my accounting friends yesterday, and he mentioned to me, and I mean, I saw the same, is that there's so many entrepreneurs that just kind of want to sell their businesses right now. They just want to give up. The question always is, for me, is what will you do after this? I mean, once you sell your business, what do you want to do? If you're really a full-grown entrepreneur, you won't be able to work for somebody else. Rather grind it and really go deep and really fine-tune your business and see if you can be innovative in your current business. And then the other thing is, sometimes, and I've had in our one business, lead optimizers as well, during the last 10 years. It's not to say that something worked yesterday, it will still work today. And the quicker you can cut that ties and focus on something that will actually work, the better. I mean, people that buy shares get emotional and they don't want to sell the shares when they need to. These days, people get very emotional about crypto. But it's everything that you do are attached to emotion. But the quicker you can let go of the things that hold you back, the quicker you can extend forward. I think something that lockdown really taught us was the one aspect that we need to focus on is our mind, but our body, heart, and our soul is equally important, and we need to do all those kind of works. And letting go really fit into the hard spectrum of it. You can't be productive, you can't build an amazing business if you have regret of the past, if you have people that you still need to forgive in the past. And all those kind of things just kind of add together and help you to ascend into a next level as an entrepreneur.
Do you often talk about your big failure? Are you comfortable talking about it and the lessons you learned?
Yeah, I do. I've a number of interviews on my YouTube channel as well where I actually speak about it.
Hi, Jasper Son here. I just wanted to remind you about the Daily Entrepreneur Tips series. It's a business growth series for entrepreneurs and contains financial information and also information to grow you as a person and your business, because we will never grow our business any higher than we grow ourselves. So click on the link below and I will send you daily information to grow you as a person and your business, and it's for 365 days of the year.
Now once I've started speaking about it's easier than obviously it was at that stage, but that's a good thing. I mean, and I would encourage anybody that went through a bad patch and that dark places, I mean, really dark places, speak about. I mean, the more you speak about and teach other people of how you overcome it, you can ascend from that, and you can actually release the toxic emotions from there. Yeah, me and a partner was in a business that done mezzanine finance. So that's big amount of finance above the NCR or outside of the NCR rulings. And just after it was about the 20 million book in private investors, and it just went sour after the 2009 recession. And yeah, I mean, I've been dealing with that with an attorney that became a friend of mine since about 2018. So we've done the last bits of everything in 2018, but I had to handle pretty much everything myself. My partner had to went to London to work and all kinds of places to work, and I had to deal with everything myself. So it was a good lesson of how to deal with people, how to deal under pressure, and also realize that it's just a business transaction. As long as you haven't done anything wrong, in the sense of being not a diligent director, business is business, and stuff happens. Well, in our practice, to give you an example, to be very real, and in giving you an example, we have a big online presence, and we get a lot of online leads from there. And obviously, you don't have any relationship with that client, so we would technically quote the client. So we would do all the homework, and we will quote the client on the whole financial health and CIPC and SARS and all those kind of things. And then we will send him a quotation. And before we don't receive 100% of that amount, I don't work with you. So some people find it very harsh, and I don't care. In today's world, I don't care. I mean, you can look up my reputation. I give enough value out there to be trusted. And if you still don't trust me, so be it. I would rather sit and drink. I don't drink coffee, but I will drink tea with my family at home than to work for somebody that won't pay me. And I realized that it's not always the same with any business. I mean, if you're a builder or something, but built in like scalable kind of payment plans that really protect you in doing the business, and that because I mean, builders, I've got a lot of builders on my books, and they always have the same issue of that last payment. It's generally that last payment that becomes the issue. You just need to make sure that you put in a layer of protection for yourself. To give you examples, stucco flooring. So it's got this decorated flooring. So in one of our properties, we done that a few years ago. And before you start, I think it's 50% that they want, and then they go through layers and obviously they also have layers of this flooring that need to be done. And before they come for that last, that little glance, that last sealer that's on it, they want their money, and otherwise they don't come. If they don't come, you've got a problem. So I mean, you just need to safeguard yourself, and I mean, in these days it's just more important. I don't even care if it's friends or current business associates. Make sure you cover yourself. I mean, there's no reason for not looking after your risk.
You speak a lot about daily habits and the importance of that in your life and in success. So do you want to share some with us? What are your favorite ones? Because I know you said you had a book on 21. I don't think we can cover all 21, but I think, yeah, just your top.
I'll run quickly through that. So yeah, you're definitely right. I mean, my channel, one of my channels called Jasper Basson Accounting, Tax and Success Habits. So it's really, I mean, I'm a big fan of that, and your habits really determines your outcome and your reality and your well, basically results of your business. So to run through a few, I've got a strict morning routine of 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. every morning. I make sure that I journal every day. I've got a journal separate from my diary, and I really just do like this thought of the day. So whenever, let's say we spoke today and there's something that just kind of, I got into my head, there's a thought. I mean, how many times did you have a thought and next day you actually forgot about that brilliant thought that you had? So every conversation, everything, I write thought of the day down for me. I reflect on that the next morning in my journal, in my 4 to 6 time period. I do a lot of gratitude every evening just before I go to bed. Well, basically as I close my eyes when I go to sleep, and every morning as I wake up, I do affirmations and visualization, especially visualization. There's a lot of value in that. I don't read newspapers. I don't do any of those kind of toxic stuff. Further on in the mornings, I do some 30-minute heat training every morning to get the blood flowing going and get all the happy hormones going. 6 o'clock, I do a cold shower every morning to conquer my fear. I think it's a very massive subconscious habit for me or a very good habit for me to subconsciously remind me to step into my fear every single day. And when you run into your fear will always run away. So it's my reminder to conquer big things. So yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell 4 to 6. I live my days pre-arrangement, a pre-diary. So I design my week every week and do specific things. Obviously, you have your meetings, everything, but even my monthly accounting clients, I have pre-bookings with them for the rest of the year. So every month or every quarter, depends on their liking, I will have scheduled in my diary for up till December. They know exactly when we will do a Zoom call for their accounts. In my private capacity, I do a weekly massage. It's amazing for all the fear hormones that you kind of release, and it reduces. I think it's about 28% that the fear hormone reduces when you get a massage. And also, obviously, what's the hormone serotonin that actually is an inspiring hormone. It actually also releases, and it like also rises your inspiration about 20 to 30%. So that's a big game changer for me. I do energy healing with my wife every now and again, and then try to spend a lot of time in nature, because it's similar hormones that get released for and get decreased by training is also the same with nature, and it forces you to kind of just let go. And the last thing is, I've got 2 cell phones. I've got a business phone, I've got a private phone. And a private phone, only like 5 friends and family members have that number. And my PA's got my cell phone, and he takes messages during the day, and I reply on a Trello board like once a day or 2 chunks a day. I reply to the calls. So most of my life is pretty much structured, and obviously to make sure I get the most out of my day and be ultimately productive as far as possible. Well, financially, I think just to be on a monthly basis, I like to write my goals down in my journal, so I know exactly what my financial goals are and what I'm aiming for in the next month, quarter, year, 5 years. So I know exactly where I want to be, and it's amazing when you start writing things down how they actually manifest in your life. How you take your scattered thoughts and actually put it on paper, and it just becomes real. Everything you write down becomes a reality. So I do that same with my finances. I know exactly if 5 rand comes in, I know exactly where you need to go to. I mean, for most entrepreneurs, which is that portion is good as well. I mean, they're just chasing sales and to get the money into the bank, but they don't have any structure of when the money is actually in the bank of where you need to go to. And then they kind of, and the thing most entrepreneurs do is they use the debit card of the business for their private use, and they just swipe the card every single day. And before they know it, they drawings of 80,000 rand for the month, and they don't know, they didn't even know that because they haven't tracked it. So I think to start with is know your budget, know exactly your budget in your business and your private life. And then if you haven't done so yet, open a personal bank account for yourself and use that budget that you allocated for yourself and pay every month from your business account to your personal account. Structure your tax and everything in there, and make sure you only pay that amount every month to yourself. And then obviously every quarter, every 6 months, every year, you can declare a dividend to yourself or a bonus, or however you want to call it. But then at least, I mean, the purpose of the business is really to start creating capital in your business. And you will never do so when you live from the bank account, when you use the debit card of the business and really just swipe every day and swipe the card and pull all the money from the bank account. You will live from the bank account and you will never track of it. I mean, you're so busy chasing sales that the rest of everything else falls off. The biggest tip I can give to any entrepreneur regarding finances: make sure you have a business account and a personal account. Doesn't matter if you're a sole proprietor. Open a personal account and transfer your funds every month. Once a month, transfer your funds over to your personal capacity. And then you've got the saying of paying yourself first, and it's a very dangerous saying if you don't understand that. Ultimately, is when you know exactly where your money must go to, at the end of the month when you do your payment for yourself, you can start putting the payments to wherever you need to go to, including your investment plans, savings plans, whatever your choice are, crypto, whatever.
You have a lot of books behind you, and I know one of your you've given a few recommendations, and I know another one of yours would probably be the 5 a.m. Club.
Number one.
Okay, I was going to ask your number one book for entrepreneurs.
Definitely to sort out that inner work and even amazing habits. Definitely 5 a.m. Club of Robin Sharma. There's a second book of Robin Sharma that's equally important in my life for me, and that's The Leader Who Had No Title. It's really about service, and that the title doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm the CEO of the company. It doesn't matter if I'm a CEO. My secretary and my PA and any of my suppliers are equally important to me. It's about to get the goal done and not about me. So definitely did it without a title. Then Built to Serve, I've mentioned. Evan Carmichael, definitely one of my top amazing books I've done. John Maxwell, 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, amazing book. If you want to dive deep into your soul, you can go to Caroline May's Into the Castle.
Your Entrepreneur SA page, can you tell me a bit about it, what you do, what people can find there?
I started entrepreneursa.com merely to add value, and then there's a lot of interviews with various people about the success habits, which some of them can be found there. The rest obviously on YouTube. There's no selling going on in entrepreneursa.com. It's really just value. I started with morning routines and daily habits, and then what I've started doing last year was I made a commitment to myself beginning of last year to do a daily entrepreneur post on social media, merely for myself, to grow myself and my own creativity as a writer as well, to do that, and that became a place where I thought, well, I do it in any case. Let's take everything and compile it into a daily entrepreneur tips series where you can subscribe and you get a daily email from me that obviously inspires you. The idea is to get to 365 days. I think I'm at in posting it in about 200 and something emails. So you can on that website you can subscribe, and then free of charge you get some of my latest ebooks. I mean, everything that we spoke about today was really, that's kind of diving a bit deeper into everything, all those kind of aspects. And that also became my ebooks. I think I've sent it to you as well. I just give, that's part of my, like I mentioned, that's my one word, generosity. And I don't have to do anything. I don't have to make money from it. I make money from being an accountant, being an entrepreneur. And that's really just my way of giving back after 20 years of serving small business owners, is really just giving back. It might evolve in time to something else. At this stage, it's wherever my purpose takes me and I need to go, I will. But it's not something that I want to pursue right now.
A bunch of free resources that entrepreneurs can go and consume.
It's really just a freebie. There's no catch. There's no anything. If you subscribe, you start from day one, you get a daily email with everything that you've seen on the ebook. It's pretty much what they get from day one. If there's new YouTube videos, or sometimes we put that on the one of the days. But that's all. Everything inspirational. Any
tips for entrepreneurs who are a bit social media hesitant?
I'm pretty much the most quiet person in a group. The party, I would be the one that just listen to everybody and just smile. But when it comes to my purpose, I'm really fired up, and I've got a fire in my belly to kind of just serve our entrepreneurs. Then it goes away. I'm not the best public speaker. I'm not the best anything. But I've grown a lot from where I've been 3 years ago when I started this process and where I'm now. And I'm just happy to grow and just enjoy the process and do my best to serve. So, and I'm telling you that because most entrepreneurs are scared of a camera, scared of going a bit more public. But how will your business ever grow if you're not willing to tell me what you're all about? Forget about Facebook ads and Google ads and whatever ads. Attract your right client. Go out there, make a raw video, even if it's a total bugger up. Doesn't matter. Just go out and just let me know who you are. I get a lot of clients that's in come into my practice. They met me on YouTube. I've never met them, and they tell me, it feels like I already know you. Be there and be authentic, and just give value. Just focus on your authentic, beautiful self, and just give whatever you can give out there. And start with something slow. Start with, I've discovered this today, and this is my kind of thought of the day, and I hope it inspires you. Force yourself. Again, the thing that you're most afraid of is the thing that you need to do. Put on a camera and make a mess. people will laugh with you. They won't laugh at you. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, calls himself a day trader in attention. And I mean, he wrote a book, Jab, 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 Right Hook. It's give, and then you ask for business. I mean, I can tell so many stories about how I give, and then the moment when I'm actually asking for business, it happens. Not because I feel I deserve it, just life happens. I mean, the more generous you are, the more abundance will flow around you. You owe it to the people out there, the people that you need to serve, you owe it to them.